So it's like if you're living longer and your body is messed up and you can barely function, like what are you living for exactly? Like what kind of life is that? Whereas you actually can live longer naturally. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of today is that we have all of that knowledge out in the open. You can say, if you want to be healthy, you can actually find out how and do it yourself. You don't need to hire someone to tell you how to do it, right? Yeah. You don't need a personal trainer or a nutritionist or whatever. Mm-hmm. You can do all that yourself. Yeah. And so it's like, I think that the do-it-yourself thing is what's kind of saving us. Because like, if you look at me and Cody, right, we make films independently, truly independently, not independently IFC style, where you still have the film unions and everything.
Yeah, not
right?
A24 independent films.
Yeah, not A24.
Yeah.
I'm talking like some of these movies cost nothing.
Yeah.
Some of these movies cost $200. Some of these movies, you know,
yeah.
And like nobody's getting paid. We're just doing it for the love of it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is the kind of attitude that's going to go forward. It was already coming before this pandemic happened, right? Mm-hmm. The internet like was already giving us the opportunity to do things independently, entrepreneurially, in the spirit of what the United States was founded on, which is individuals prospering, right?
Yeah.
But like, you know, the traditional idea of capitalism versus the corporate monopoly crony capitalism that we're seeing now, where corporations are basically governments in and of themselves, right?
Or sold out to China or to other governments. Yeah, and that's something that we talk a lot about on this podcast is the difference between true capitalism and true decentralized markets and an individual freedom and us being able to put our money where we want it and things being truly decentralized versus this corrupt capitalism. And it's very interesting because I think when you look at like history and even in the short term, like in the 70s and the 60s, for example, people that were on the left or were liberal and were true liberals, they were skeptical of big pharma. They were the people that ate naturally. Yes. They were the people that avoided animal products. They were the people that were skeptical of the CIA. They were the people that didn't like big corporations, didn't like big corporate America, wanted to shop local. And now it's been this flop where people on the left still are getting that badge of I'm a good person, I'm for the individual, all this stuff, but they're actually in line with the pharmaceutical companies. They're in line with big corporations. And I just don't see how you can be liberal and support any of these COVID lockdowns or mandates or across the board, because this has been the biggest transfer of wealth that our country's seen in over a century. I mean, closing down all these businesses and then saying what's essential and what's not. And, you know, out of all the restaurants, the only ones that were allowed to stay open were these fast food chains. When all these local small businesses shut down, it just makes me sad that people don't even understand the true definition of what they claim to be. You know?
Yeah. The people who say they affiliate with that classical liberal category are not behaving liberally.
No.
Are not encouraging liberation. They're the complete opposite. Yeah, it's totally flipped.